Welcome back to the MVP podcast. And people, this is the first ever episode of Off the Pitch. Now, the aim of this segment, people, is so that we can talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. Anything. This could be food, this could be traveling, it could be anime, it could be anything, current news, whatever your heart desires. My name is B-Man, and I am rejoined by the one and the only.
Oh
my God!
What's happening? I'm back. It's nice to be back. It's nice to see you all. I've missed you. Oh my God, we gotta get into it, man. We gotta get into
my
it.
days. Yo, when was the last time you did a podcast with me?
I did a Champions League one with Naeem, PSG and Atalanta.
Ah, man.
Previous to that, I cannot tell you.
I could tell you the Kyrie Irving video. Before that, I can't tell you. Yeah, that's
Kyrie Irving. That was over two. Oh my God.
That's a while ago, bro.
Obviously, the hairline got better from those days.
Looking good, Danny, man. But yo, we heard some really, really, really devastating news, right? So Chadwick Boseman passed away from cancer, which apparently he'd been dealing with for the last few years. Was it 5 years that he was dealing with it?
4 years.
4 years. And he's churned out so many movies in the process. Do you know what? I don't even know how you can do that.
I mean, I got a mad respect for him. You know what I mean? The main thing was he dealt with this privately. As a person who is in the limelight, and he was gaining a lot of notoriety for his movies. Like, you know, he had some fantastic movies pre his Marvel era. Once he was introduced as Black Panther, I think it was in Civil War, this guy just started winning awards and he started really building his name out there. He was on top of the world, in fact, at one point. And I remember, obviously, being a person who was very much into Black culture, seeing Hollywood produce a movie with all African cast, you know, all African American, all African cast, and seeing that movie, that was a very special time for myself. And I only felt it on a small scale compared to those people who obviously are African and are African American, and even British African and Caribbean and all them kind of ethnic backgrounds. You know, they must have been over the moon. So it's very sad. But look, he dealt with that privately. You know what I mean? And that's very hard for a person in the sort of public eye to do so. So I got a lot of respect for him for that.
And you know what? Did you know, I read this earlier today, because there's loads of news coming out now. He got married to his missus before he passed away. Wow. Yeah. So they tied the knot. But you know why I was so impressed with the fact that he dealt with this for the last 4 years? Is the fact that give or take about a month ago, I had a dental abscess, right? And my skin, it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it completely demotivated me. My mood was gone. I couldn't be bothered to do anything. Like, it really played on my mind. I only started to get back into my own self once it was gone, which made me realize, like, yo, do you know when you're ill? Yeah. It really puts you off. But the fact that he just went on with life the way he did, and cancer is not a joke. To be the person that he was, bruh, mad respect, you know.
It shows grit, it shows determination, it shows dedication. I guess maybe in his head, you know, he was thinking that all I'm ever going to leave behind is my legacy. So maybe for the last few movies that he did, he wanted to be remembered for his legacy. And maybe that's why he just kept it inside of him and, you know, carried on going forward. And there was a lot. I remember in one of the movies he was playing, he was really skinny. And at this time, I remember this coming out. A lot of people were like commenting on his Instagram and, you know, pointing out the obvious things, but not in a nice way. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, you've gone so skinny. What's he doing? And, you know, we have this culture of like not thinking before we type stuff and just posting stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
And, you know, that got to him because that post, he actually limited the amount of comments that people could leave on there. So that might have been through why he was going through his cancer, you know, because losing weight and doing chemotherapy and stuff like that. Yeah. But, you know, you got to give mad props to the dedication, the commitment to bang out 5 more movies after that.
And he left behind his legacy is going to be Black Panther. There's absolutely no shadow of a doubt. Like, I strive to leave something behind that will last beyond my years. Like
Yeah.
when I've gone, I want to be remembered for something. And the fact that he's got that, and not just, dude, it wasn't just that he left behind something so
No,
small.
he left behind a movement. That's what he's leaving behind.
He's done the world
He
of
look
difference for us.
in terms of, like, you know, when everyone watched Avengers, everybody went to watch Avengers, everyone was gassed. Yeah. But when people watched Black Panther, I saw footballers, basketballers, you know what I mean, sports stars doing that celebration.
Obama,
You know,
yeah.
for Black Panther. Aubameyang, prime example.
Yeah.
Lingard did it as well. Lingard did it.
Yeah.
Pogba did it. You know what I mean? So that you can see what that meant to those guys. You know, having that representation, because that's what a lot of us are lacking in the modern day, man. You watch a lot of Hollywood movies, and you know it is all a set type of cast that's quite historically inaccurate at times.
Yeah,
but to see that, obviously, to see that Marvel were willing to give that a chance, and that movie, honestly, it will go down as one of the best movies in that. I don't know what they call it, phase 1 or phase 2 or something like that. The Marvel, I think it's the Infinity Stone phase. But in that whole series, that is one of the best movies up there.
It really is. It really is. And do you know what? This is what a lot of the kids have to thank him for. Now, me personally, obviously, I'm a lot older now, so I've seen a lot of other things, right? But we all know what the movie did for kids. Like, it just gave them something that they can look up to. And also, it gave them something to dress as during Halloween or stuff like that. So let me tell you when I was younger, how I used to deal with this, right? So I am a massive Harry Potter fan, Danny. Massive Harry Potter fan. But anytime I would put on the Harry Potter clothes, it never felt right. It never did. Any of the superheroes, it never did. Do you know what? For me, the first time I ever saw a character that I could dress as that was black.
What was that?
It was in Naruto.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was Killer B. So Killer B was dark skinned. Do you know what? I don't know if you want to call this like a specific word, but the guy was a black character and he's known for rapping. So you could take that how you want it, right? But at least from then on I had someone that I could dress as.
Yeah.
Do you know the only thing I could dress as, Danny?
Go on.
Cartoon characters that had a different skin color.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I used to paint my face green and then paint my eyes like red because he was my favorite character, right?
Yeah.
That's the
Raphael, that was him.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could do, bro.
It's tragic, man. And like I said, I can't believe that Hollywood is actually that far behind in terms of this kind of stuff. Because growing up, I didn't have no one to aspire to. There wasn't an Asian character. That's why a lot of the times growing up as an Asian, I've always been integrated in sort of hip-hop culture, black culture, African culture, whatever you want to call it. I've always had a sort of inclination to that because, you know, every kid wants to feel part of something. That's honest truth. So for me, I used to see elder Asian lads listening to Tupac and Biggie Smalls, and that's how I got involved in hip hop and Jordans and the culture, as we call it. You know what I mean? So I still can't believe that however many years it's been for Hollywood, and we still don't have certain ethnic groups that are represented. And actually, the only time people say is, "Oh, you do have a movie. You have been represented." What movie do you think it is?
It's just Black Panther.
It's that, you know, that's obviously for the ethnic. For the Asian, they say Aladdin.
Really?
Aladdin, mate. And Aladdin is more Arabian than it is, Asian.
Yeah, true.
But
Do you know also, Danny? Do you know what used to vex me? If I used to go out and it was like on a Halloween day or something like that, and like, again, black people didn't have that much representation, but Halle Berry made it cool for black girls to dress as Catwoman.
That movie panned as well. I remember that movie.
If I see another Catwoman for the remainder of my life, I am going to lose my mind. I have seen it so often now. Oh my God. Every time. But it's so important though. Do you know what also, just mentioning Hollywood, right? I had to learn this from a really early age, right? Is how you've got, let's say the movie itself is based in Asia, and they've got like there's a riot going on, or there's like dragons, or like the people are getting killed. Guess who comes out to save them?
Look there.
Who comes out to save them, Dana? It's rubbish. Dana, it is rubbish.
I'm tired of it. It's always that narrative, innit? Any movie you seem to watch, man. You know, like you watch a movie about, I don't know, the American Sniper, and you know, it's that guy that's come and there's 500, you know, ethnic minorities that have come with guns, and this guy's managed to wipe them. It's rubbish, innit? You know what I mean? Like
Black Hawk Down.
I remember actually in the news, you know, recently there was, I think it was a movie around the time, I think it's meant to be around Moses or something like that. And all the characters, none of them were like anywhere near Egyptian looking or that sort of area of people. They're all white actors, and there was a big hoo-ha about that. So again, that's why Black Panther was so important, because literally it was those people. You had African people, and it played on African culture. You know what I mean? And that's why it's a monumental movie, man. A monumental,
absolutely massive, man. But on the other hand, it's like you said, Hollywood is still behind. We only still just have that one movie that we clutch to. The whole Black culture is represented by these massive stereotypes. What type of movies do we have? We've got Friday. We've got Boys in the Hood. We've got.
I know you're saying this, but this is gonna make me bad. But those are great movies.
They are no. They're amazing movies. And in all fairness, there is a reality to it. It is real. But why do we always have to see that side of Black people? Why is it that in any other movie, if they happen to have been in Africa, why does Africa always look so run down, so mud huts? Why is it that Black Hawk Down glorified the Americans that came to take our land?
And if you know the story about how those Somalian people didn't have rifles, they were using sticks and stones and literally slingshots. I want to hear more about that, how they managed to knock a bloody million pound helicopter out the sky. You know what I mean? Not a rescue and search mission about Americans, you know what I mean?
Nah. Every character was a hero. Every American soldier on that movie was a hero. And then I was literally sat in the cinemas with my boys thinking, but wait a minute. They went to, why are they considered the heroes? They came to us.
It's played out, man. It's just boring narratives. You can't, it's boring narratives played out. You know who's going to be the winner at the end of the movie. You know what I mean? They want this, you know, it's just one of them, innit? It's like,
strange one,
we need more representation and we don't need diversity in Hollywood. We've got diversity. A lot of the actors there are Black, you know what I mean? And they're the best actors, mate. Your Denzels, your John Washingtons, Chadwick Boseman. They're fantastic. We need representation, and accurate representation. You know what I mean? I'm tired of seeing Netflix shows, man, where, you know, the Asian guy, he's the one that's going to try to blow up the world, or he's, you know, pretty much the bad guy. I want to see a movie when an Asian guy's a good guy for once. You know what I mean? In the same way, I want to see, like you said, although I love Boys in the Hood, I love Friday, I love all them hood movies. Put a movie out there about, you know, Mansoor Musa, the richest guy on earth. People talking about Jeff Bezos, you know what I mean, 200 million. Mate, this guy had something like 400 billion. Why are we not learning about him? And that's the thing, man. And I know Hollywood's just an agenda, and it's just what people kind of want you to see. And when they run out of those ideas, they'll just remake that movie again and again and again and again. You know what I mean? Till the cows come home. But that's why I think it's important for the likes of myself and yourself to have these conversations. You know, if we become the spark for someone who's watching us at home to think, you know what, I want to pitch an idea to Hollywood about my struggles as an ethnic person, or about a story that I know that's inherited deep in ethnic people that we can make look better than, and if we succeed and that movie gets to where it needs to get to in cinemas or Netflix or whatever, then man, we've done a fantastic job there, aren't we?
Yeah, no, most definitely. And that's what it is at the end of the day, isn't it? You want a fair representation of what society is like. So if your entire society is one ethnic group and you are churning out movies for that ethnic group, I can live with that. Genuinely, I can live with that. So if I'm in Thailand now and for whatever reason I'm trying to go to the cinemas and there's only Thai people in the country, if I go to the cinemas and I only see Thai movies, I can accept that. Well, yeah.
But like B-man, like this, like I like to reference a lot of things to food because I'm a fat git, but you know, end of the day, like, a person does not stick to one type of cuisine, do they? You know what I mean? There's so much demand for like Chinese cuisine, Indian cuisine, burgers and Italian food and stuff like that, yeah? And everyone's happy to try those foods. Why can't we be happy to see new cultures in different lights?
Yeah.
Because if a new, Indian restaurant opens today, I guarantee there's queues outside. And I tell you, most of it's not my people, bro.
There's
They eat that stuff at home.
There's queues outside Akbar's on a Monday, Tuesday, and a Wednesday night.
Exactly. And that's not my people, bro. My people are getting killed off by, waffles and desserts. That's a different story.
There's a queue there as well, bro.
Yeah,
there's a queue there as well.
That's my people, you know what I mean?
Yo, but Danny, we're going to have to end it there, man. I think we've come to the end of our time. People, we are going to do this more often where we talk about a lot of wider range topics. And I'm going to give you sauce with the sauces line, which is if you did like the video, you should like the video. So click the like button, subscribe, and then share it with everyone else. Right, Danny? And also, that comment section is all yours, man. The floor is yours. Treat it like a dance floor. If you want us to talk about a certain topic, put it in there. Simple. Now we have no limitations anymore. That's it, man. No limitations. As wide as possible. Anime podcast incoming. Yeah, anime, we don't know about that one, but yeah, anything, man. You want us to talk about anything, religion, culture, let us know, man. Yeah, standard. Anyway, Danny, I appreciate you, man. Glad to have you back on. Thank you for watching. We'll be back again soon. Peace.